would even argue that that was not a very good Clockwork support game, but he just owned. Like, the first thing that started going wrong for them, when they were tower diving, the tier 2, when it looked like NP were going to crush that, he hook shots in, Cogs 2 heroes right next to each other because Envy leapt aggressively, and they just both die. That's like a huge momentum swing when stuff like that happens. So, very, very well played from Newbee.
No doubt, man. Well, now NP 1 loss away from losing this best-of-5 series. That means it is 2-1, Newbee favored.
I believe the last time Newbee's was up 2-1 in a grand finals, they lost at ESL. I think.
Interesting.
Easily
have
verifiable.
they been in any other finals other than that and the Manila Masters?
As of
You guys
recently,
know?
I don't think so.
Yeah, like in the last
Nothing
6
that
months.
comes to memory.
Yeah.
Maybe like a Chinese tournament that I can't think of right now, but
No.
yeah, they need this, man. They need it more than NP, I think, honestly.
Maybe.
Okay.
Might be a fair statement.
I can get down with that.
Okay.
Not in terms of TI invites, though. I think that's the opposite, actually.
Yes.
Newbee, I think, gets invited regardless if they win any tournaments. NP, probably not the case.
Well,
or
so
maybe. I don't know.
Then what do you mean by they need it more?
No, more from
Morality.
like a personal standpoint. Yeah, morale. Because you can't keep losing finals. And because I know that they're considered like the Chinese hope in some respects, right?
Here's a question while we're on the subject, I guess, since we're talking about TI. What qualifier does MP play in?
It'll be NA.
Yeah, I would imagine.
I will be NA? Okay.
Yeah,
I mean,
I
if
would
it's NA
assume.
qualifier, they qualify, right? Like, come on.
Well, they also have
Depends on who gets invited. But
they
yeah,
have 3
probably.
NA on their team. So no matter how you look at it, I think they're NA.
Yeah, but wasn't there like this whole thing like a year or two ago where they were playing, or some team was playing in like an EU qualifier or an NA qualifier when they should have been in EU? Wait, wasn't that DC?
I think at Digital Chaos, they were all 5
I was just like, wait a minute,
European.
wasn't that DC?
Well,
Oh,
I
yeah,
five
think the way
European.
that the way that Valve does it is wherever you play from, like whatever servers you play on and the location you play from as well. So if you're going to be in the US for 3 months and playing in like tournament, it's not just the TI qualifiers, right? It's tournaments before that. If you're playing in NA qualifiers on NA servers, then it's an NA team essentially.
Yeah,
but
that
I
makes
would argue
sense.
that the EU qualifiers are going to be easier than NA for sure. That's actually something
Yeah.
you could potentially, if you're NP, you could play in the EU and have a better time. It's just basically secret right now is the main team.
I guess I could see that.
Isn't that
too.
wild to think about?
I mean, yeah, it happens occasionally, but it's usually NA is usually the weaker region of the two.
Well, just in general,
EU is the
like,
weakest region right now, pure like out of any region.
right.
I'm pretty
I don't
sure.
disagree. I'm just saying, like historically, like NA being strong.
No, you're right. Yeah.
But you have to make
Well,
sure
yeah.
you're not counting. Like there's really strong SA teams too, but again, that's just a completely different thing now. It's also weird to think about that way too.
I mean, they're strong. They're
who SA?
SA.
I think Infamous and SG are both pretty good.
Yeah.
Okay, I mean, I guess.
I mean,
maybe
when you're
that's not-
talking about region strength, you're basically
I mean,
just
they're
saying how many
okay.
tier 1 teams you have, right? Because in this discussion, it's like, how many tier 1s do you have in the region that aren't getting invited to TI? And I think that's why Sunsfan just brings up
I
secret,
see.
because that's like, yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm not.
I kind of agree.
Sorry, I'm not
with
including South America, obviously.
I figured as much.
Yeah.
I brought this up
But
on my
now
own
that you bring it up,
tangent.
I did forget about that actually.
Well,
Well,
Yeah, EU is
Forgot
strong
about
a bit.
South America.
damn it,
Classic
Sunsfan.
Sunsfan.
Sorry, guys.
A big
okay.
following on your Facebook are going to be very upset with you.
I do apologize.
Yeah. All right. We're going to take a break, folks. We got commercials, then we're coming back.
I'm really hoping that the Wisp wasn't the thing that made their game plan actually work. But it feels like, after watching last game, I wouldn't say that that's the case. I think they had some chances to win, just a couple of mis-executions that resulted in losing core heroes, and then because the Newbee's lineup with the Empower on the Jug and the DK, they were just ultimately able to kind of just run it over, You can't have your Enchantress die somewhere and then your Queen die somewhere at the same time.
Yeah.
You have to be able to at least have one of those heroes in that situation stay alive, and that's what makes the kind of gameplay that NP like to do work. But if you lose both the heroes, then it's super bad, and then you just get ran at. So if they can avoid that situation, then I think it'll be great.
Indeed.
Oakley dokley, here we go. Game 4, we've got some initial bans. It's going to be Wisp Tree taken out by Newbee, and SKCM taken out by Team NP.
Do they go for the Ench? That's the question, isn't it?
I think they might still, because the Crystal Maiden ban really makes me think that they want to take the Ench, because why else would you ban it? I mean, sure, it does enable some of the other heroes that Newbie want to pick, but yeah, they're just gonna take it. That's the adjustment, right? Because the last game, the CM was pretty annoying, I would say, for AUI. Maybe not like super awful, but it just kind of gives him a better chance to have an even better early game. If he can outdo what he did in game 3, my god.
Yeah, right.
He killed the courier, he killed the safe lane, he killed, I think, both towers top, something like that.
Yeah,
I don't know.
so.
He had some pretty insane impact.
It's true, but that's one of the weaknesses of Enchantress, right? Her transition. The early game, she has a lot of potential, and AUI is amazing at maximizing that. I mean, that game really was a perfect example of what more could you possibly ask for from a hero in that position. And it's still hard in the mid game when these heroes that can just catch you off guard and lock you down are coming at you. Warlock now will be the second choice for NP, so a little more sustainability. You got the Wisps now as well as the Shadow Ward, so a lot of survivability.
It's kind of interesting. We haven't seen too much Warlock.
Kind of team fighty.
Yeah, this hero's been like kind of out of this tournament. We've seen it like 2 or 3 times. There's been one notable game where Rubik stole like 2 or 3 golems, which was Bulba. But looks like they're going to do Witch Doctor Nyx Assassin support duo. They did ban the Sand King for NP, so no Nyx Assassin Sand King support duo, which is incredibly strong. But we'll see how this goes for both these squads.
Well, Witch Doctor action. So, yeah, good team fight for Newbie as well. Also, I think pretty good against Enchantress. You got some decent damage. Maledict as well. Does not care about Untouchable. Hello?
He's back.
I will. Hello? Suns fan.
Hi.
Welcome back, sir.
By the way, I'm not sure how they do it where you're from, Suns fan, but quick doesn't mean like 10 plus minutes.
That's quick for me, dude.
I
I take 45-minute showers, literally.
Jesus Christ.
That's just a waste
Usually
of water,
I-
man.
Yeah, at some
Just
point.
take a bath.
At some point, it's diminishing returns.
My water bill's pretty high, not gonna lie, but
Why then? Why would you?
I don't. I just like to, that shower thoughts Reddit subreddit.
Yes.
That's
So
how I
you-
feel like my entire shower time is. I
You
just
live
sit
in
there.
a desert, dude. You're just like, God, you're the worst. You live on a golf course.
You take like a
in
45-minute shower and you walk out and you're just a prune. Like you don't.
So you're
I don't know.
saying I live in a desert, so I shouldn't be using water?
No,
Is
that
the
just makes
opposite?
it worse. You live in an area that has a drought. Isn't there like? Don't you get
No, there's no
notices to
drought.
conserve water?
You're talking. You're thinking of California, bro. We're not noobs over here in
I'm
Arizona.
thinking of
okay?
just the desert. It's
Like Nevada and Arizona are pretty similar deserts, but we're not in droughts. We're all good.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, tell that to Lake Mead.
yeah, I don't know, Andy. Don't you live in Nevada? Doesn't it have some problems with water and electricity and various other?
No, we're
digress.
not necessarily experiencing a drought. We are just typically low annual rainfall.
Exactly. It's a goddamn desert. That's what I'm saying.
No, because a drought would indicate that you are experiencing less than normal.
Yes.
Normal is normal. If it's just low, then it's always low. But if you have a drought in the desert, it means it doesn't rain for like 2 fucking years.
Yes.
So
That's
I
right,
think he's-
Ziori. We have monsoon season here, where it sprinkles every now and then. They actually call it monsoon season.
It's true.
I think you've been told.
Oh, God. Okay. All right. Well, I digress. What do we have here? Some more hero picks? Oh, no, some bans. Weaver and Bat Rider banned out by NP and Newbee. They'll take out the Bristleback. We've talked a lot about this Bristle. It's becoming like the signature third ban. NP don't want it enough to first pick it, and the other teams hate it enough to pretty much always third or fourth ban it out.
Oh, you
How
know
long
what?
are you guys showers?
Huh?
Can we not? Can we?
What's
can
a
we just
normal
not?
shower length?
5 minutes.
I don't know. Mine take like 5 minutes. Yeah.
5 minutes? Do you not enjoy taking showers?
I would say
it's
5
not that
to
I
10.
don't enjoy taking showers. It's just that I have better things to do with my life than sit
I
in a shower
really
and
enjoy
water.
taking showers. It feels great. I'm so
Congrats.
confused. 5 minutes.
Great. Why don't you take baths? It would save you money and the environment everything.
'Cause I
Nah,
think
it's not as enjoyable.
Get a hot tub, dude.
Yeah,
Seriously.
I do like jacuzzis. I won't lie.
Why don't
Listen, there's a disclaimer though for people who take really short showers. I don't have a lot of hair, okay? So I don't need to spend time
That's true.
like
I'm
shampooing
half
and shit,
Draskell,
okay?
I'm half Middle Eastern, man. I have a lot of hair.
Yeah,
I
I
gotta
get it. You're
clean it,
going on a
you know?
safari every time you're walking in there, but I'm
Yeah,
bald,
exactly.
so I don't have hair.
what are we talking about, guys?
Wait, do you use shampoo if you have no hair? Like if you shave
Nah,
it
you
like
just use
that?
body soap, dog. You just
Yeah, okay.
rub it all over the place and get
Man,
out.
that's so convenient. That's like an extra step you don't have to take. That would save me so much time. For me, it's like
yeah, dude,
face
that's
wash,
why.
body
That's
wash,
originally
and
why
shampoo.
when I was in high school, I originally shaved my head the first time. This is a true story. I was 17. I shaved my head because I was annoyed at my long hair. I had hair down to my shoulders. It never grew back. It was so angry at me that it just never came back.
Poor Andy.
Well, I think no, that's better though because you don't want to be this guy with long hair that doesn't want to like end up cutting it because they're starting to go bald or something, right? Like
Yeah.
that would be the worst case scenario. Just shave it off, you're good.
Yeah, that guy's a little freaky. All right, here we go. Clockwork. Great against the Witch Doctor, obviously. Hook shot, battery assault, good for interrupting that ult, good for isolating him so he can't get off good casks.
Guys,
They needed an initiator.
you know what's coming? You know what's
What?
coming for Team NP? We saw it banned out last game. I'll give you 3
Drow?
guesses. Yes. You've already guessed correctly, Andy. Good
You
work.
already got us correct.
It's possible. I think that Clockwork kind of destroys their opening too. Like the Witch Doctor and the Nyx, they both don't deal well with Clock. Like you just carry Dust around, you get a hook shot onto either one of those heroes, they're dead to rights more or less. So I like the Lifestealer though. It's one of the counters I guess that we were talking about earlier. Nyx is your vessel already, so you don't really have to worry about picking another hero for that. You can just have or be inside the Nyx, walk around the map, find Ench, dead Ench, more or less.
And this kind of prevents like an Ember pick to some degree as well, right? You don't need to really ban it if you're newbie.
Oh, because of the Lifestealer and the Nyx, you mean?
Okay, and they buy it. Well, it's more the Nyx, I feel like, just owns this hero, especially Lifestealer's inside,
Yeah,
like you said.
Great call.
That's 2
Sunshine.
heroes. Just blow them up.
Yeah, but again, it's harkening back to the way that NP play Dota. They have heroes on the other side of the map all the time, so it's like you either kill the Ember or you kill the Ench. You know, ideally you wouldn't be able to take out both. The reason why last game was such a struggle is because they kept losing multiple cores at the same time, not just one. The games where they're unable to kill all of the cores because they're spread out amongst the map are the games that NP usually succeed. But whenever they're able to kill, I think last game it was AUI and Fata both died at the same time, then they just got all 3 lanes pushed in and they could never recover. So if they can avoid that, then they'll be fine. But I do agree that Nyx is on paper extremely and in practice good against Ember Spirit.
Well, and they will pick up the SCCC Queen of Pain, one of his best heroes.
It's a signature.
It sure is.
Do you think anything goes into these picks where the last time Ember was played for NP was game 2, right?
Yes.
Where
for
NP
five.
fed
yeah.
Correct,
just
yeah.
horribly, right? The one where he
Correct.
just fed like over and over and over. Is there any loss of confidence where you're like, all right, Fata, you should probably take this because maybe I'm not on my... I mean, not necessarily he played bad
Well,
that
they've
game,
both
'cause
played one game of it, so...
They won 1 and lost 1, right?
Yeah, they won the game where Fata was mid, and
Yeah,
with Ember, and then they
exactly.
lost the game where Envy was playing it. But I don't
So-
think that's really... I think it was more the safe lane Ember that was the problem. Like, putting it in the safe lane just never works. I have not
Right.
seen it win.
All right.
I like-
This will be an interesting game.
I like it for Newbee, though. They've got a lot of ways to just easily kill the Enchantress, and Lifestealer, great carriers now, either the Nyx Assassin or the Queen of Pain. So just a lot of burst damage to cut through the Ember. If they catch him out, just one stun, one cask that flies through, they can blow up that bad daddy. Tidehunter, 5th ban out of NP, and that'll lead into a Terrorblade banned out by Newbee.
I'm into it.
Oh god, are they gonna pick PL again?
Oh, MP?
PL.
I think
it's pretty good
not,
actually.
It's not an awful PL game.
Yeah.
Like looking at their heroes, Cask is not really that good against it. You have basically Impale and Cask for lockdown. Cask really easy to dodge as PL.
I think isn't the issue though when you pick a PL without a harder carry on your team, you kind of just fall off really early because now you don't have that much physical DPS because Ember's like all magical. And
boy.
PL is just not that great in those terms.
This guy's back.
It's possible, and it is definitely a valid concern for the hero. But they have Ench, so Ench can do a truckload of damage. Also, is pretty decent at hitting tier 3s as long as you don't have a horrible game. I don't think Aui's game previously was really bad. It's just they kind of struggled as a team as a whole, I think, and made some maybe over aggressive plays that allowed Newbee to just punish them super hard and win the game. But we'll see. The DS is a really nice pick here from Newbee. It's really good with Lifestealer, Ion Shield, Surge, Lifestealer, super terrifying. Same thing with just being able to get the Nyx into the fights. You can like Vendetta with Ion Shell on you, get a hero down like 20% before they realize what's going on, come out, kill. Easy game.
Funny.
And it's also lane pressure, which is huge.
Yeah, exactly. It makes their lineup maybe a little more high tempo and just gives them that insurance policy in these team fights to deal with the Warlock, perhaps. Now Troll Warlord, last pick.
With Ench.
That'll be the Envy choice for NP.
That's nasty.
Some late game.
That's some
security.
nasty damage.
Yeah.
Okay, Sunsfan, what are you thinking? Is this the
Newbee.
last game, or are we going to a game 5?
I mean, I feel like Nyx just owns Ember, especially when you have a combo here with like Lifestealer.
You know what
I'm gonna go
Nyx
Newbee in
doesn't
this
own?
game.
Doesn't own Troll.
True. Troll owns Lifestealer 1v1, but I don't think he's going to get that many chances to go 1v1, but we'll see.
Well, if he BKBs, what does the rest of Newbee do against him?
Sonic Wave! Yeah, they don't have any control through BKB, but... I mean, the Troll is a good pick. I just think overall the Nyx is gonna own this game, but we'll see.
All right.
So you're going with Newbee?
Yeah, I'm going to go with Newbee.
I'm in the Newbee camp, man. I think they're going to do it. Draskell's right, but it's going to be tough for Envy to really get the momentum and take over this game. Although at the same time, Newbee don't have amazing sieging, so it might be hard to close out this game. It's going to all come down to the ganks and the rotations. Let's see if Kaka is going to have the game of his life here to take first place in this tournament. Mott, take it away, dog.
All right, thank you, Zyori. We are going to be into this potentially last game of the ZOTAC Grand Finals here in a moment, depending on, of course, Newbee or NP, what the outcome will be. Will NP force that 5th game, which everybody wants, or will it be Newbee taking it 3-1? We will see here in a moment. We might have a long game on our hands. We might have a good game, and again, a lot of it comes down to this AUI 2000 Enchantress. He had amazing rotations early on in the last game. Unfortunately, his team getting caught out a couple of times kind of turned things a little bit sour for Team NP, and then, of course, losing after a few of those team fights. But now it's a little bit different here, as we have a different draft for Newbee. Not as much pressure on the towers, as you just heard from Zyori. But, again, very good gank, very good team fight as well. We'll see how it turns out. And, I don't know, I'm pretty interested about this draft, Draskell. I think this Darkseer is really good, and I'm surprised it's not picked more often, to be honest with you. I think it's a very good hero.
He's just constant, right? He's always that presence in the lane, pushing the creeps. He always gets his core items. He can farm the jungle. He's just, I would say, the epitome of a stable offlaner. You know, he just always gets something going. And then you get one decent combo. Maybe you land a vac into a Nyx stun. Maybe you don't. But even without having a stun on it, you still have Queen of Pain. So there's still some synergy with the vacuum you can play around.
Right.
I think the main reason is like they didn't have a mech carrier. And they didn't have any hero that was going to be able to constantly push out lanes. Lifestealer is not so hot at it. Witch Doctor and Nyx are pretty much the same. Queen's okay. But I think that Newbee are more prone to wanting to fight. So they just want something that's going to be able to keep the lanes out that they don't have to like fully commit to all the time.
I think
So it does pretty much all that, right?
Yeah. And a hero that does similar is of course, the Tidehunter, which was banned out of the game. So I thought maybe you know, they would want to go for the Tide usually because that's a hero that KP often picks, or rather has picked for him, and I think it's a pretty amazing hero, but they instead have to go for the Dark Seer because, again, that Tide Hunter was banned out, so something to keep in mind. But
Tide is super good against Troll, because Troll really is all about the fast hits. So if you reduce the damage by a percentage, and then you also have a Ravage on top of that, and Kraken, it's very hard to stop a Tide from getting an ult off in a team fight. And if you look at the way the MP want to take engagements, they're pretty all in. You know, they throw the hook, they drop the rock, they're committed. They want that fight to go favorably for them, and Tide is just so good against lineups like that.
yeah. But instead, we will have to bear witness to the Dark Seer. But a lot of good heroes, a lot of comfort heroes, I should say, for these squads. I think the biggest one being the Enchantress, as we've talked about numerous times. The SCCC Quap, another one that you need to keep in mind. So again, a couple of heroes that I think people are pretty comfortable with in this game. All right. Okay. We're going to jump in. Couple of TPs. Pilot I will head into that top river area. Just drop an award. NP already very fast with the reward placements and no counter TPs from Newbee. They don't really want to deal with the ward pressure right now. They're just going to kind of walk out and do their own thing together. They're going to head mid for now with Kaka, SCCC, and Faith. And mid. All right, let's see how these lanes are shaped up. As expected, Fata should be going mid. The Troll for Envy looking like he might go top, and they're going to send MSS down bottom alone on this Clockwork for now. So they're kind of switching it up and going a little bit more aggro, I suppose, for NP's side in the top lane.
Lifestealer will kind of struggle against this. If it's Pi and Envy, I don't think that they're going to be able to do anything but commit another support if they want Mugi to farm, or their other option is, I guess, you just rotate somewhere else and hope to pull NP to that lane. So if it's Troll plus the Warlock, yeah, I think that Mugi struggles there.
Well, we're going to find out. It's not going to be easy, potentially. KP trying to steal the 0-minute bounty rune, but MSS coming up. And again, this guy's a pretty good Clockwork player, and he's had a really great series. I mean, the first game was a little bit rough, but every other game since then has been pretty spot on. Even last game, despite losing, they did pretty well. So there we go.
This is one of the age-old matchups, right? The Clockwork versus DS, the 1v1. This goes back to like TI3. This is a very old matchup.
Well, just kidding. See you later.
Oh, he bails, dude.
Yeah.
He's out of there.
He bailed instantly.
They saw MSS, so they know that it's going to be an aggro lane, so they don't want their Lifestealer to be there. So their reaction is going to be just to dodge the lane.
It'll take, they'll miss a wave of experience from Mugi, a wave of experience in last hits, but no big deal. I think it's more important that you keep your Lifestealer safe in the beginning of the game. Meantime, Fata will take a Shadow Strike mid with a couple of heroes nearby. Kaka on the NX Assassin with a Smoke of Deceit pops down an Observer Ward to scout out AUI 2000 and his jungling patterns. And for now, Kaka will probably just leech experience and throw out a couple of mana burns here and there.
This will be much more favorable to what the Newbee want out of their laning phase. Mugi will be able to more or less free farm. He's going to have the Witch Doctor down there. And in the meantime, Kaka is just going to be annoying Aoi, just scouting out any movement that there could be.
Okay. So now you have this dual lane you're up against for KP. I mean, I'm assuming you should still get plenty of farm. But it might be tough until he gets a couple more levels in Iron Chill. I don't know. He's kind of getting zoned by Pilot Die, but again, the Dark's here, so he shouldn't have too much trouble up here.
It's just about getting to the Soul Ring. So he started with a lot of regen. The real question is that one Iron Shell going to give him enough money to get his full Soul Ring? Because if the answer is no, then yeah, he's going to have some issues. He might have to use the Mango just to continually cast the spell to push out the wave. Because the best case for him is like push out the wave, Pilot Die, falls back, and then you can get a pull off or something. That would help him a lot. But I don't think Pi is going to let him do that. He's just going to follow him to the pole camp, yeah.
Yep.
You can see KP is like sitting over there for it. He's actually just going to go to the rune now that he sees Pilot Die chasing him.
It's like,
it's not going to be great.
Yeah, these landings stage for Newbee kind of interesting. Fata taking a fair bit of right-click damage from SCCC. In the meantime, he's going to blink forward. Shadow Strike, the Fairy Fire is there. Shouldn't be enough to get the kill. He also has a salve. Good attempt coming in from SCCC. Just keeping the pressure on, but zoning back Fata means he has to go heal. He will have a salve, and he should use it. It's going to get ticked down, but he'll survive at the very least. Very close there Fata is going to make it back home alive. But again, no shrines, so he has to go all the way back home. So pretty good stuff. Meanwhile, they have the Centaur Conqueror stomped down bottom. Cast up through. They have the Cogs to come out as well, but they don't actually hit into Faith in terms of locking him in. AUI 2000 still chasing. Really wants this kill. Faith going to try to get out. He has a TP scroll. I don't even know if he needs to use it. It was a pretty great juke into the tree line. He's just gone. See you later. Nice play coming in from that squad.
He had the boots on the quick buy. Just picked them up as he walked past the side shop, so he was able to easily juke there. AUI just trying to do what he can, though, to influence the lanes. He wants MSS to get something. You know, at the very least, get a finished pair of boots, and then get level 6, potentially move around the map and make something happen.
I mean, I know it's early, man, but it's hard to overcome the advantage you had last game as AUI, where you're just like, okay, well, I found the courier, I found a kill, top lane, first blood, and stuff like that. It's just not the same start, and I know it's not the same game either, but it's just kind of interesting to see how the game's a bit different in this one.
It's like you said, though, it's hard to top the performance that he had. Like,
Right.
he did everything in the early game.
Yeah, that's Siege.
This time around, it's more just a matter of how the lanes were, and how easy it was to dive the mag, and how difficult it is to dive a Darkseer.
Yep.
And we talk about, you know, KP, but he's still struggling, right? He's only level 2. It's almost 4 minutes in.
I mean,
He's
he'll
rocking.
get some space maybe, but you're right. This is not an easy lane for him as of right now. More lane access to go. He does have Surge. Pilot Eye coming in. They're just really trying to bait the Surge out as best as possible, but it's not going to happen. Kaka does pick up that bounty rune, and Fata was really just trying to get some extra gold. Also, Mana Burn. Meanwhile, top rune spot there is a regen rune for SCCC, as he has a haste rune coming out next. And I think Fata's like, yeah, I don't want anything to do with that. Let me get out of here.
This lane is completely destroyed in favor of Newbee.
I actually did not see how bad it was. It's really bad. My God, is SCCC really good at Quap? Jeez.
Well, the Nyx also went mid once or twice and just threw out some spells.
True.
So it's not really just him. And since AUI can't really go mid, that's one lane he really can't influence that much unless he just gets like a Wildkin or something and tornadoes or some random stuff like that. It's pretty difficult, I think, for him to do something there. So he's more just trying to stop, you know, Mugi from getting whatever out of the bottom lane and making sure that there's not going to be any rotations towards mid. So even though Fata, you know, he hasn't died, okay, he might die now.
Oh, that cast. Oh, the Sonic Wave. See ya. SCCC showing his stuff yet again in this mid lane on the Queen of Pain, as he's done many times before. First blood secured, and a very good start to Newbee in both this mid and bottom lane. We'll see if he can keep it up and help out top lane as well at some point in the near future for Darkseer.
I do not think I've ever seen a Darkseer with only 4 creep kills at 5 minutes.
It's a little weird, for sure. It's a little weird
I
to see.
really don't. I don't think I've ever seen a DS that. He had as much CS as the Warlock.
It's frightening, but the thing is, he gets level 3 Iron Shell. He can also head into the jungle. He'll get some more last hits. It's going to take a bit, but he's fine. He's got level 4 now. He's good to go. He's in. Now, Searing Chains to come out. Here comes the Centaur Conqueror, SCCC. Got to get out with a blink. Nicely done. Pops the regen rune. They are putting pressure on this tier 1 tower, but again, it's going to be a bit difficult. Screaming Pain to fly out. They really want to try to push this out. Get the tier 1 tower, but it is double siege creep. That is the disconcerting thing for Newbee. Let's see if he can't defend this. My God, that damage is insane. This is just going to be in deny range. Dude, the siege creep is ownage. Deny. Nice. But that's still nuts. Like, all it takes is that double siege creep coming in from AUR 2000, and the tower just goes down in one fell swoop. It's so crazy.
That is pretty ridiculous, to be honest. I don't know. Okay, Faith. I think he's just dead. Oh, nice
I don't
blink.
know. I think MSS might be dead now, to be honest. He's trying to turn on Faith. It's not going to work out. SCCC has gotten, like, the best runes, to be honest with you. It's kind
He
of
gets
nuts.
a regen and then a haste. I mean, I don't think that he needed the haste to be able to get into the cogs there. But it was certainly nice.
Is Fata dead again? He has another blink. Tread
Oh,
swap.
God.
Oh,
he's thinking
is he
about
not
it.
going for it? I'm surprised.
If he was going to go in, he'd have to, like, pop a salve and, like, heal up to full or whatever if he was going to dive that. It's also taking a while, which the longer it takes, the more likelihood there is of a TP response, so it just makes it more risky. If you're going to go for a play like that, I think you want to go for it immediately and not hesitate.
Dear God, Darkseer is TPing back to lane after, like, leaving. What?
He's got 8 CS now.
Dude, he is below the Nyx and the Witch Doctor. And somehow
Dude,
Newbee
Envy
still have a
has-
1,500 net worth advantage.
Envy's got 25 denies, man. He's on his deny game.
I guess so. Battle Trance to come through. Clears out the Iron Shield, creeps pretty quickly. Shadow Walk is there. MSS walking around from behind. It's level 5, no level 6, so no hook shot. And now Newbee kind of caught on an island here in this top lane. Battery Assault, Cog Push, Surge through, and KP should be fine. Can they chase after anybody? And here's the Cask and the Maledict. And again, Faith, they missed the Impale. Can they chase any further? No. Without that Impale, they can't go any further to find a kill. So they will push them back at the very least. And hopefully get some farm for KP, who could desperately need it. In the mid-time, you're going to see some farm, at least for Fata now. So he's got to try to catch back up.
He's got 23 CS at 8 minutes. That is an absolute wrecking. I don't know. This is like some of the lowest CS I've seen on some respective heroes in a very, very long time. Like the DS's farm, I guess, is a little bit more understandable because he's against a dual lane. But Fata only having like 23 CS at 8 minutes, that is not good.
Dude, the net worth...
You need MSS to do some heavy lifting.
The net worth chart is awkward. It's like 3 heroes at like 1,800. And then somehow, again, Newbee still have like a 2.4k net worth advantage. It's so weird.
This queen is like all of their net worth advantage.
It's a significant amount. Envy's going to get chunked down by Mugi. Got to go for the Battle Trance. And Faith has been like owning with these kills. Cask, Maledict. We see it again. It's just so strong right now for Faith.
Always in the right place at the right time. Newbie supports, man. They're everywhere. Like
Yeah.
between Kaka and Faith, they've done a tremendous amount of work in the series. I just feel like there should be at least one other person on NP having a pretty good time. And sure, Envy is the highest farm on his team, but that's also not saying that much because the rest of his team is not getting any farm.
Right.
Like mid is getting shut down. The safe lane was MSS versus a lifestealer, which is not really the best matchup for a Clockwork. And even with all that, like Mugi's still ahead of the troll, and SCCC is doubling. No, he's more than double the net worth of Fata right now.
He's got a full veil compared to Fata's what? Brown boots and bottle, poor man's shield. So yeah, it's a bit more. SCCC is an ownage quap player, and he continues to show it here in ZOTAC. Game number, I believe, 4. So again, we are potentially. I mean, if Newbee continue this could just be a 3-1 victory for them. NP are going to have to find some room to get this farm up. I mean, like we talked about, this Ember Spirit needs time. I mean, AUI 2000's rotations have not been super successful. They will try to push into the tier 1 tower top lane and probably get this tower too. And again, they're getting all this advantage from Newbee is going to be with like a tower gone mid. Now they're trying to find Kaka. He does have Spike Carapace. Now KP coming in as well. Fata might consider diving, but decides against it. Envy's nearby. Faith, of course, also with an Invis rune. Thought about going with the Cask and Maledict. He's not quite level 6. There it goes. They're trying to find Envy. Maledict dropped down. The Infest Bomb's going to come out. There's the Battle Trance, the Shadow Word to come through, and Envy is getting destroyed. Fata needs to be careful. He will have that Remnant out. Is he going to make it away? They needed an Impale or something to find Fata, but he's probably going to be okay. He even finds that bounty rune for good measure. In the meantime, AUI 2000 split pushing, forces up the cliff top lane, but again, Envy dies one more time. And I believe it was, who got the kill? SCCC, so yeah. Cool.
He's got the double catapult thing going top as well, so he's going to get a decent amount of damage on the tier 2. And NP are making movements, right? They're getting some objectives. It's just ridiculous to see how farm this queen is. My Jesus, like at this rate, he's going to have like a completed orchid on top of the veil before Fata has
anything
a completed item. Like I'm talking like a real item, not like wand and stuff like that. But
yeah, it's frightening for sure. And well, the good news for NP is they get that kill on the Quap, and all of a sudden that pinata kind of comes flowing out, and get a little bit more gold going to the rest of your team for NP. Just need something.
They do have good heroes at killing queen. That is a very good point. And plus now they have rock. So between the hookshot, between having the chaotic offering, they can potentially go for these fights. Looks like Aoi could be in some trouble here. Kaka scouting it out.
Cask, Vendetta, Pale. They have enough damage with Maledict. Oh yeah, they do. Oh my God, Nature's Attendants. No way. Kaka even gets the last little right click off, even with the Untouchable on. So much damage from this Witch Doctor. This Witch Doctor, how many assists? It's 1-1-4. It feels like he's done more in this game than that, but I guess there's only been 5 kills, so he's actually
Yeah, I
been
was
involved
gonna
in all
say.
5 kills. I just realized. That's pretty funny.
He's always there. I really like the Max Maledict build because it turns him into more of a damage hero than what people normally pick him for, which is the sustain of having things like Voodoo Restoration.
Right.
And plus, it's just a natural counter to Enchantress anyway, and CM was banned. So, just a really solid addition. And plus, you have such great burst between like the Queen blinking in, throwing out Scream and a Sonic Wave. If you have a Maledict on that hero, and they eat those spells, if they're not like TPing to base or BKBing or something, you're pretty much just dead.
Right. True. Alright, arm lit up for Mugi. SMY is going to be his choice for his next item. KP starting to find some farm. In the meantime, Vendetta coming out mid lane as Kaka is looking for Fata. Spike Carapace can keep him locked down. We'll see if it's going to be the case. Oof. No.
He
too
didn't
early.
Carapace.
Yeah, he needed
Yeah.
to. He went for the Vendetta instead. Meanwhile, top lane, Golem dropped down. Mugi's going to infest inside of a creep and just run. And the Golem's trying to body block will not be successful. So Golem dropped for nothing, I guess. How unfortunate.
That is some depressing thing to watch. He might just come out and kill the Golem, or go back in. Yeah, Faith is in there.
Pylai died. The cask bounce is there. Maledict has been used. Pylai died taking a fair bit of damage, but they cannot quite chase him down. Shadow Word to come through as well. And, yep, Golem. See you later. Give me that gold. Oof.
Not a good sign when you drop a Golem with 3 heroes on a core and you can't kill the core. It's not a good thing. The Lifestealer does pretty much own 4 of their heroes. The only one that it doesn't do exceptionally well against is Troll. And even though you can't really kill Ember, the Ember can't kill you either. So you kind of just exist. I don't know. It's seeming like NP have a lot of issues this game. It's not even like they just lost the lanes. It's that taking the team fight's going to be hard in of itself. You can't get a solo kill on a hero by dropping Chaotic Offering. You're not pressuring the tower with it. It just dies. You're just feeding away the golden EXP. It's very, very rough at the moment.
You've got some issues if that's the case. And as you mentioned, the Sorkin's going to be up pretty soon for Quat. In the meantime, bottom, Impetus going into KP. This guy's starting to get some room to farm. He's actually almost caught up to AUI. Meanwhile, the Impale mid. The Warlock, I believe, is absolutely 100% dead. As Triple C will find a dominating spree and continues on his path of a rampage, pretty much, and just destroying everybody in this game. Faith now getting chased down by Fata. He's trying to find anything. Faith is like, I have ulti. I have already used Cask, but bottom lane. All right, here we go. TP's coming in. So they can't find somebody. The infest out. AUI 2000 looking to try to get away here. He does have a TP scroll. They have vacuum though, and the surge, the open wounds. AUI 2000 is absolutely done. Mugi will get the kill. So, okay, more kills going to Newbee.
The real question is, what is NP's counterplay to this? Like, what is their comeback mechanism? Because a lot of their damage is magical. They're waiting for NB to get items to really be able to kind of turn the pace of the game, you know, that terrifying BKB, Troll Warlord, you know, hitting people and being super scary. Problem is, the game pace is too fast for that. He's not going to have time to farm his items. Newbee are just assuming their jungle right now, and then this is one of the few games where even though the MP are split up, they're not able to really pressure the towers that consistently. They're just being found out, they're getting picked off before they're able to get to the places on the map they want to be. And Newbee are just getting all the objectives. Like right now they're pushing into the tier 2. The tier 1 mid's gonna be free almost.
Yeah, that's true. I like the choice for Envy to go for the Mask of Madness. I think that's an item you need when you're down this far. And they're going to head to Roche, and I think they can get
YOLO.
this. I mean, they have to do something, and I don't know that Newbee knows this is happening. Like, oh, they definitely do. They definitely do now. And this is problematic. Fata is going to walk up. All right, let's be careful here. Let's see if NP can't turn this around. Hookshot's going to go through. They're going to find Faith. They need to bring him down. The Imp is going to work, and he's in trouble. They will Yule's up this Fata Ember. They're going to try to chase after the Wild Wing. Okay. Nature's Attendant's coming out. Faith back up in 18 seconds. If they can hold them off for that amount of time, they're fine. Lifestealer continues to check inside the Roche pit just to make sure there's nobody in there. In the meantime, heading up top is going to be SCCC. Really wants to Sorkin. It's flying out right now. They're going to maybe go for another fight. Vendetta. They will see him. There are sentries down. They've got the Iron Shell up on the Wild Wing. This is actually pretty hilarious. Impetus coming through. They really want to bring this down, and they will. Now Fot's coming in. Sled of his Searing Chains onto 2. Maybe in trouble. A lot of damage coming in. Faith. Cask will go through. Can they find any further follow-up damage or lockdown? Again, they have the Orchid. SCCC thinking about going in. But there is a Eul Scepter for Fata, and Envy going to work. This is actually a serious amount of damage. They have the Golem, but not enough mana to use. Now they do. I don't know. All of a sudden, Newbee, they're taking a lot of damage here just from like Fatal Bonds alone. MSS is going to walk up Cogs. They're going to be there. No Cog push. Here's the Battle Trance. Meanwhile, Pilot Eye gets the kill on Kaka, and this is going to be taken down. They're going to try to find more. Faith is going to get caught out. The Remnant through, and he's going to get caught again. 2 dead. They get Roche. Huge stuff. In the meantime, Tier 3 tower getting assaulted, but that's something. NP needed something, anything, and they get it.
I don't even understand how they're able to get that. That should not happen. I don't know. That was the beginning of the fight, because it lasted quite a while. They get the hook shot onto the Witch Doctor, which is a really big kill. Getting rid of the Maledict and getting rid of the chance for a Death Ward, like just being channeled into the pit, is a very, very big win for NP. They go around, they get to the shrine, they go back in, they get the re-engage, and the Fatal Bonds just forces Mugi out. Like, they're just hitting Roshan, and Mugi's like almost dying to this, and he has to go back to the jungle and start hitting creeps. So I did not think they would be able to get away with that, but at the end of it they did, so I guess a breath of life here for NP, and very much needed.
Yeah.
It doesn't really solve the net worth problem, but
well,
it
take
gives
it one
them
step
some
at a
time.
time, Andy. One step at a time. No. TP, and he's fine. No impale. Oh, he canceled it. That's awkward. Oh, owie. Rough stuff. And as you mentioned, this Tier 1 tower might be free. We'll see. He's going to go Halberd
That's
for
the
Mugi,
weird
by
thing.
the way.
Yeah, it's the ultimate troll counter. Especially when you know he's not going to be going for BKB anytime soon. Like, if he goes Mask of Madness right into BKB, he's not really going to do that much damage, which makes it kind of tough.
He also will take a lot of damage, too, from the Mask of Madness itself. The armor reduction. Yeah, he is going Mask of Madness BKB, which I find kind of interesting, but I guess he has to.
Yeah, he kind of needs to, but it's just he's relying on more damage from the Fatal Bonds. They still have Enchantress, they still have Ember. So it's not like the rest of the team's not going to do damage, it's like he's not going to do damage, which is fine as long as he can stay alive.
Alright.
I mean, if they can just Fatal Bonds Roshan again and get some Newbee members caught in it, they'll be good to go. That's it. Just bait the Roshans. That's all you got to do.
I guess they just have to wait the next Roche in like another, what, 8 minutes? Something like that. Some ridiculous, I don't know.
Yeah, it's anywhere from 8.5 or 5.5 to 8.5,
Yeah.
I think.
So we'll wait and see. But again, they still have Aegis. It's still pretty early on right now. I guess Newbee will just probably be okay continuing to farm. They don't want to push into Aegis, try to give anything away too quickly to NP. Just continue to farm up. Any other big items coming out? We already talked about the Halberd, obviously. We have talked about the Orchid. Now a BKB for SCCC. 4 staff for Kaka. And then Faith already has Medallion Urn, which is pretty damn good, I would say. But here we go. Smoke of Deceit gang coming in. They'll find the Queen of Pain. He's in some trouble. Triple Remnant. The Golem dropped down. What a turn. SCCC will stay alive for now, but the negative Urn charge should take him down. We shall see if that's going to be the case. He's going to drop maybe. Can he get to the shrine? He drops right underneath the Tier 3 tower. Just like that, they turn it around. It's a mega kill spree that goes to MSS as he picks up the kill himself. Oh, boy. Here we go. NP are not done yet.
The Veil regen almost made him live there. Are they really going to be able to get high ground damage here? There's no Queen for 30 seconds.
Even so. We'll see. What's to come through? Remnant in. They're looking for Kaka. Spike Carapace. There's the cast coming in. They find the Death Ward as well. You also have to come out. MSS pops the Blade Mail. They're going to push back now. Fata maybe in trouble here. He's not careful. They will blow up Kaka, though, with the... Oh, good vacuum, but no wall combo coming in. The Impetus is still doing work. He's inside the Siege Creep right now, and Fata's still going on to this tower, the Tier 3, taking a lot of hits, and all of a sudden, what was once like a 5,000 net worth advantage is down to about 2,000 for Newbee. They will hold on, but again, with the Queen now just respawning, NP will back up. This is starting to look a little bit dangerous here for Newbee in game number 4.
Yeah, and Envy I think you mentioned this a little bit earlier, but he's not going the BKB. He is going to go for the SNY first.
Yep.
That's one of those decisions that you make in the middle of the game where you're like, oh man, we're getting trounced. I need to buy BKB. And then you win a fight and you're like, ah, screw that. I'm buying another item. I'll buy BKB later.
Yeah. Which
I think
is a
everyone's
great thing.
experienced that.
I mean, and to be fair, as you mentioned earlier, he needed the damage, so among other things. But, well, I mean, despite losing the co-op, she's still the highest net worth hero in the game. A BKB here would be gigantic. Should probably just farm that up real quick. Once that's up, Newbee can maybe think about taking a fight, or they might just smoke up right now. We'll see. I thought they were going to, but I guess not. They didn't have one. Just stay together.
I still think that fighting in the 5v5 of Newbee is... It's doable when you have Chaotic Offering, you know? You got this Fatal Bonds, he's maxed it out. You get one good rock into Fatal Bonds and Ember damage on top of that. That is insane how much DPS you can output in the fight. I think after the last couple of games, as we see SCCC secure the last hit on the tier 1, that NP realized that they have to be able to fight at least a little bit in a bigger scale. They can't just always take skirmishes, you know. That like Newbee are forcing them into these situations where they need to be able to 5-man to a certain degree, and the Warlock kind of alleviates a lot of those problems.
Yeah, it's... The counter initiation, the initiation shouldn't follow up for Pylai Die. I mean, that goal, that was the biggest thing around that Roche pit, was the golem, and, well, not the golem, the Fatal Bonds, excuse me, was actually pretty problematic, but... AUI, hey buddy. Run. He's fine, I think.
Dude, that hero is so fast.
Yeah, the move speed of the Enchantress with Drum is pretty good. Going for the TP, and he's gone. See you later. Nice, good juke. A little bit of time wasted from Newbee. They've sort of gained a little bit of their gold back after that ref fight where they lost 2 heroes. But again, now Golem is back up, and this is what did the damage last time around. At least the team fight over towards mid.
The Golem stun is really nice too, because it can line up a hook, it can line up some remnants. Oh, Moogie is a little bit out of position
He is
here.
way out of position. The remnant coming through. He's in trouble. He's going to get dropped. Down for 48 seconds. Newbee getting caught again. Bad positioning from this Lifestealer. Okay, NP continue to climb their way back into this game. I don't know, man. It's getting rough.
How does... It's really weird to get picked off like that. I mean, you have deep wards on NP side of the map. You see no one, and you're farming the woods, and your team's like anywhere near you. It's really, actually kind of uncommon for a player like Moogie to get caught like that.
Down for 15 seconds. Couple more items coming out. Again, there is still that net worth advantage, the majority of which is from the Queen of Pain, as she has her now full BKB and working on the Assault Cuirass. And, well, as expected, Darkseer has passed AUI 2000 and then some, is now almost tied with MSS on the Clockwork. Looking for a 4-staff, went for the pipe first, which makes some sense. 25 minutes.
It's a pretty darn good pipe game. Let's be honest.
I would say so.
Just for Ember alone, you want a pipe, and then you have Warlock on top of that. So it's okay against Clock, but I guess in a perfect world, you would just buy a 4-staff first to save yourself or save, you know, whoever gets hit by a hook. But they do have one on Kaka anyway, so it's not even as if he absolutely needed it.
Everybody on the high ground here for NP, but backing up is going to be the rest of Newbee. They'll drop a ward or 2 down. In the meantime, they'll just take back over their own jungle. Roche is up in 2 minutes. I don't know, for Newbee, do you wait for it, man?
I think they kind of have to wait. This is one of those games where you're going to need Aegis, and I guess now Cheese, since it's going to be Roshan number 2. But you're going to need those to be able to really turn the tides of the fight in your favor. It's a very, very even game at this point. The big standout, obviously, has been the Queen of Pain of Newbee. He is 4K net worth above the next highest person in the game. That is nuts. He is a full item ahead.
Orchid and Pale coming through. This is going to be fought to dead. Sonic Wave back wall even dropped to get that kill. Perfect timing. Well, it would be if Roche was up a little bit sooner, but it's again, it's still a minute and a half before it is. But they can take the tier 2 at least, or attempt to.
They'll get some good damage on it. I don't think they're going to be able to force a buyback out of Fata for just a tier 2, especially considering both teams are going to be aware that Roshan's spawning. Could be anywhere for, you know, their perspective, it could be 1 to 2 minutes, but that's pretty much the absolute longest. But yeah, there's going to be a free tower here for Newbee. They're just going to back up and wait it out. They still have good vision in the area, so if it's not a smoke, they'll be able to scout out MP. Do they have one right now? They should, yeah. Okay, they do have one on Pi. So that's going to be the next point of contention here, is going to be Roshan.
Yeah, and we're probably going to see a big fight around it too. But it's not up yet. And we'll see if a team smokes too early. What happens next? I guess you could get a creep for AUI 2000 and send it into the pit. Or I guess you have flare too for clockwork as well.
Yep, he's been spam flaring it.
It's really actually Newbee that need the help looking to get into Roche in terms of seeing it. Faith is going to have a solar crest and like 100 gold. Here we go, though. Smoke of Deceit gang coming again. SCCC is about to get caught. Blinks away. They have hook shot, but he does have BKB. So going on him is maybe not the best idea. All right. And now Roche is about to respawn 6 seconds from now. Illusion's coming through. Let's just get some vision coming in. It's a Vendetta, I believe, or is it a full smoke? Looks like it's a full smoke. SCCC is going to push out mid. He's working at a Shiva's Guard, and they've changed. Meanwhile, up towards the top area of the map, they're just not with everybody. Kaka's going to get dropped down, it looks like, and maybe KP will be next. That was a bit awkward. I don't know why they went alone. Kaka was there, like, all on his own.
They weren't expecting sentries to be down or something? I'm not sure. Because they had a ward, like they had an obs and a sentry, and Kaka walked right into it, and I guess the rest of the team wanted to wrap around from behind. So they just got caught out a little bit before everyone was fully in position to take that. So they lose the Nyx. It's not, I think, enough for NP to feel comfortable just walking into the Roshan pit, especially since the Queen's here with the 10-second BKB and a Lifestealer inside. I mean, I guess they're going to try for it, but that Nyx is going to be up in 15 seconds, and he also has a TP, so he can get to the shrine relatively fast.
And they have the Infest Bomb ready. Pilot out looking to counter-initiate with the Golem. They should have the hookshot as well. Coming in, vacuum wall combination. They need the cast. He's going to go into MSS, and he'll keep him locked down. Meanwhile, BKB's pop. They really want this Enchantress, and they will find it. Golem dropped down, but the blink is out in time. Buyback coming in from the Enchantress. Now KP getting turned on. Forced away the bash, the whirling axes, the ranged axes. The Voodoo Restoration is not enough on the backside of the fight. Yulsip coming in. SCC and Mugi are kind of separated. They're trying to man-fight this right now. They need help. Vendetta, Impale, grabs the kill. Now they find the Impale again onto AUI 2000. They want more damage coming in. SCC, Shadow Strike going through. Envy doing some work. He's got the Mask Madness pop. Here comes the Ancient Thunderhide. Trying to chase after AUI 2000. The open wounds. The huge coming from SCC. Throws up that Orc of Malevolence. Gets the kill. Nicely done. They're going to head into the Roche pin trying to finish this off.
Should be easy rush at that point. I guess MSS could go for a steal or something. He's up in about 2 seconds. Maybe he goes for the YOLO play. Throws a flare into the pit, you know? A little cheeky clockwork action, perhaps, Mott?
Yeah, we're going to see. Envy's coming with the rolling axes. They don't have Fatsa for 13 seconds. Pilot out doesn't have Golem. He already dropped it in the last fight.
Fatal Bonds.
Fatal Bonds is owning them right now. It's so much damage. They've got to be careful. They need to back up and Shrine, and that's exactly what they're going to do. That is insane. Oh my god, these bonds from Pilot die. Envy going right in. They want to finish. Here comes KP looking for the vacuum. Cog pushes there. The BKB. They want to finish this. The bash is up though on Envy. And KP, he might fall, but will he get this Roshan? He's trying to finish it. Envy's BKB is done. Fatsa's back in. He's orchid it up. Hook shot to come through. That'll stop Mugi. They use the upheaval. Pilot Eye in some trouble. Sonic Wave onto 2. Pilot Eye will fall. The Impale. Remnant forward. Fatsa trying to man fight here. Mugi's still at half HP. Now AUI 2000 on the back lines. Getting caught. More damage from SCC. Running low on mana and the Shrine to come through. They're diving up the high ground. MSS gets Faith, and they will get Kaka as well. The Orchid is there. They need the kill. The Untouchable doing some serious work. They get Roche. They get the Aegis on the backlines and the cheese. Why were you chasing, Newbee? That's not the play. Now they'll find the Yule Scepter. Not much mana left for SCC. They burn all the rest of it. He cannot blink out now. The Infest out coming through. Mugi's going to try to man fight at least Fata, but he's running, and SCC is going to fall. Mugi is now the sole survivor. He's going to go for the TP. Will he be successful? The battle trits. The bashes are there. God. I cannot believe it. Oh, my God. You've got to be kidding.
So, Fatal Bonds just literally stopped them from doing Roshan by itself.
Yep.
Pretty much. And I guess a flare or two.
Yep.
And they chased Aoi for so long that they were able to just walk 3 heroes in the pit and kill Roshan.
That was
Like-
some clowny stuff.
That was a gigantic blunder from Newbee. Like, just enormous.
Oh, man. I feel like they have it and they keep throwing it. But there's the cast, the wall, the impale. But where's the follow-up damage? The Maledict, the Death Ward. Golem dropped down, though, and that'll be the end of the fight already. Newbee have to back up. The dust is gone. MS has the battery assault coming through. He will back away. The tier 3 tower already done. KP trying to run and making it away, but the sleight of fist brings him down. The glyph is there. SCCC is up in 8 seconds. Envy going to work on the range racks. The Impale will miss. They need to leave. They walk through the wall. Slows them down. Maledict will miss there as well. Faith walking out, and NP are going to make it away pretty much scot-free. Although,
Well,
I will definitely.
Pilot Die is gonna, yeah, he's gonna exit for a little while. He was just channeling the upheaval, no style points. Got to get your team out in fashion. But I do think that they can't afford to do that again. Like, honestly, the later the game gets, the troll having a BKB, making his way towards another item. Envy has 4,400 gold. Well, he just spent some of it. I think he finished the SNY. Yep, he did. So now he's going to be able to make his way into potentially another damage item. This is a stage in the game where it starts to get really scary for Newbee, because they're having to deal with his troll where we talked about they don't really have a lot of answers to. It's more just they were going to play a faster paced game and stop Envy from getting to this item progression now to where he's like hitting this critical mass. I don't know, man. That Roshan was like, I haven't seen anything that clowny in a while. This Warlock pick is just holding the line for them.
And it's not just that; it's the first Roshan as well. I feel like Newbee making a few too many mistakes. Like you mentioned, they were so far up. That they could have stopped Troll from getting to that point, but again, MP have the answers with the Warlock. Even like AUI 2000 is dying in a lot of these fights. He's not dishing out the damage, but they just have enough sustain, and these fights go on long enough for MP that they can do the job. Kaka is going to walk up, and they'll try to find somebody here. Courier's going to be taken down at the very least, which is nice. Hookshot comes in from MSS onto the Prowler Shaman, which we didn't see. Lucky for him. And,
To be fair, those Prowler Shaman had it coming. Those creeps are
I hate those
jerks.
things. They're annoying.
Infinite regen, root, reduce your base armor by half.
Yeah, not fun.
That is an OS frog cam.
Well, at least they don't have magic resistance. So there's that. It's the little things. All right, here we
Well,
go.
this is an open set of racks top.
Yeah.
So this is going to be tough to defend.
And with an Aegis and BKB for Envy. And Vacuum back, doing some serious work, casting through. Good force away from that Impale. If that Impale hits, then that Aegis is probably gone. Still might be. The Orca comes out, and he really wants this range racks, and he's going to waste his Aegis for it. I shouldn't say waste. He gets the actual building down, which is pretty huge. Now they're going to back up. The upheaval to cover the retreat as well, and now going on to the melee racks. BKB is available, and a burn to come through. I think you back up if you're NP. They're TPing a couple heroes away already. Oh, man. Newbee. Rough stuff for them, huh?
Crazy to think that at one point, SCCC was like doubling the net worth of any hero in the game. And now it's kind of to that stage where the Maledict on Envy is still kind of a problem. So if his BKB is 7 seconds now, so he's not quite to like the 5-second BKB where it starts to become really annoying to be a core player. But he still has, 1 or 2 BKB charges left. But Maledict just crushes him in fights. Like, you take any damage and that spell just chunks you. We saw what happened when he still had the Aegis and he was trying to hit the range racks. He had the spell cast on him and he just realized, oh, I'm just going to die anyway. I'm just going to hit the racks and just give it up. So that the next time we go in, if I BKB, I'll have everything up.
Well, some big items coming out. The Shiva's Guard for Queen of Pain. The AC was just picked up not too long ago for the Lifestealer. Now working on an MKB, which makes sense. I think they might just get this racked for little to no fighting. I mean, again, there is an Aegis for Envy with a BKB for Envy. I don't know. We'll see. Newbee's still sitting in the high ground. TP's from Fada to keep the bottom wave pushed in, trying to get to a tier 1 tower. And now it looks like MP will back off for a moment. And I don't know if they're going to go far, but they are going to back off.
Well, keeping Newbee in the base is still a victory in of itself, right? Because Mugi wants to get items, SCCC wants to get items. They were even sending Fata towards the bottom lane to even push in, get chip damage on the tier 1 in the off lane. and then just make it so that all the lanes are pushing in all the time, and that they can just sit up here and not lose economic benefit from it.
Sleight of fist steering chains. That's Triple C. Still fine. Very slow siege to this top lane.
I don't know if they're going to be able to break this without another Rosh. I mean, if they want to sit here until it respawns, I guess that's always an option. They've already killed the shrine, so there's not really any chance of them getting backstabbed by like a TP smoke gank or anything. So they're feeling pretty safe. I guess maybe at the end of the day they might decide that it's better to just go and claim the free tier 1 and tier 2 bottom, because it may not be worth, you know, Newbee defending that.
Kaka needs to be careful. Buys a blink at the very least, but needs to maybe think about getting back home, considering everybody from NP is moving to bottom lane. There's nobody top anymore. Kaka, you need to leave, buddy. That's not the right direction you need to go in. And you're dead. Spike Carapace does come out, but they drop the sentry. And boy, they should be able to chase him down. Maybe not. Sentry drops again. Impale to come through. That will hit onto Envy. They really want to take the shrine. And I guess Newbee thought about contesting for a moment, but decided better of it. And will head bottom and take the tier 1 instead. So again, it's such a weird game. I mean, it was pretty much almost a 10,000 net worth advantage for Newbee at one point before that Roshan, and it is gone now. I mean, it's 100% gone.
Dude, they're going to be kicking themselves for that. If they lose this game, the Fatal Bonds on the Roshan in both engagements just ruined them. And not only that, but chasing the Enchantress?
Yeah,
that was the one that really owned them.
That was rough. All right. Now Newbee taking a page out of the NP handbook, and they're trying to push into this top lane and get some more space for the Lifestealer and for SCCC. We have slowed the pace down considerably. I mean, it is slow. It's just a lot of farming, occasional push into the creep waves, top and bottom. And again, we're waiting on that Rosh, and we're going to find out when it's going to respawn here. And this will be the big fight. It is up in 2 minutes, so a pretty long duration in terms of when Rosh will actually be up. Doesn't really benefit one team or the other, I would imagine.
Usually it just depends on if someone's going to finish a big item and the time that it would take for Rosh to respawn otherwise. So Mugi is obviously way too far from MKB for it to matter, and I don't think Fata's going to... Well, maybe he will get BKB by the time the fight breaks out. We'll see. But he's got cheese anyway.
Is this a bait? They're jumping in. Sonic Wave coming in. Can they bring him down the force away? They need a couple auto attacks. The cheese is there. And now Kaka will fall. They get the bash up on SCCC. He gets Golem down as well. Can he blink out in time? Cog push somehow makes it away, but now the Remnant will finish him off. A double kill for Fata. The cheese is there. Beautiful fight. Great turnaround from NP. And that should lead them into this, I guess, melee rec stop, or at least a quap buyback.
Ooh, man, that Hood of Defiance. You don't see that often on an Ember, but my god, did it save his life there. And also the Force Staff.
That's pretty nuts.
So, is this a forced buyback on Queen? That's the real question, because if you buy back now, and Queen doesn't have buyback for Rosh, that is some scary stuff.
You need to be careful if you're NP. You can't go too far in here. Even if you want this buyback, I don't know if it's worth it to lose like a couple heroes, but they're going for it. You gotta be careful. Wall was already dropped down. Yule Scepter to come through. Envy trying to fight this BKB will go. The hook shot is there as well. They found Mugi. He's in trouble. Disarmed for the time being. They cannot find the racks. Vacuum back into the wall. Time to leave. Impale will miss completely. They're gonna look for MSS. They will find him. They had the Orchid Malevolence on him. They will get one more kill at the very least. Can they find Fata? They certainly cannot. He TP's away the Impale not in time. On cooldown for another 2 seconds. AUI 2000 might go down. Shadow Strike. There's going to be the Orchid coming through. Yes, SCCC did have to buy back, but he does get a double kill at the very least off of it. So and again, they keep their melee Rex alive too. And now maybe
the big problem though is that Newbee are going to be here, and this thing is up in 10 seconds. So that is 2 heroes without buyback. So NP losing those heroes and not having the capability of buying out could cost them here. It just depends on how quickly Newbee scout at being alive.
Send that bird in there. No. They're going to look for more elsewhere.
Like, if they see it up, they just immediately run to the pit.
But they just passed it, and they just thought it was... Oh, my. They're not going to know it's up.
Well, they have an Invis, and Kaka's Vendetta, so if they get a pick, it might still be enough.
Can they even kill Envy? He's BKB. They found Kaka, walks into the sentry. God. He does get forced to the low ground. Here comes the Remnant, though, and he's potentially in some trouble. This is problematic. I believe he is... dead. Yeah. Oh, he's mega dead already. And guess what? Roche is up. Hook shot coming through. They will find Faith again as well. He's going to get dropped just like that. They don't notice Roshan was up.
I mean, they probably know it's up now, but there's a DD on the Queen. There's a DD on the Queen. This could be... Ooh, this could still be something that they try to fight. I don't know. I mean, it's risky, but the alternative is giving away another Aegis and Cheese to NP.
It looks like that might happen.
Yeah, looks like they're just not going to fight it.
Man, again, for the third time in a row, Newbee cannot find Roshan. This time it is not anything to do with Pylai Die, but almost certainly this will turn into a full set of racks top and perhaps even more. If they kill us Triple C, it's probably game. Or close to it. I guess Mugi does maybe have buyback.
To be fair, all they had to do was walk one. They had their whole team there, Mott. They had their whole team there. All they had to do was walk one hero, and they could have sent the courier into the pit, and they would have gotten a Roche.
They did twice, but they didn't do it when it came up. They just assumed it was still down. So maybe in Newbee getting a little bit flustered and NP taking advantage. Huge stuff for NP trying to finish this game off. Forcing it to a game 5 would be absolutely gigantic. And it still feels like Newbee still have a chance. Well, not a great one. They still do have a chance. But again, if NP keep playing the way they have been, they should be able to find at least this top set of racks.
Almost to that 5-second BKB territory on the troll. That's kind of another turning point in the game, right? I mean, the 5-second BKB means that you can be maledicted, and we've seen how powerful that spell can be with the burst damage that Newbee have behind them. So even though there's an Aegis on NB, and there's a good chance that they're going to be able to get this racks, are they going to be able to really deal a fatal blow to Newbee with what they have?
They just got the Satanic on the troll too, so he's got to get another life to work with.
Yeah, that's going to help a lot, actually. Jeez, he's got 3,200 health.
Mm-hmm. Envy has caught up spectacularly, and they're going to try to finish this game off. Moving into the base. Here we go. KP on the front lines. He's got wall. Will he drop it? Envy just walks up and Pale misses again from Kaka. They will get off the cask, and he's still just going to go to work on the racks. Jump in, Kaka will find Fata. They will break the Lincoln Sphere. Wall drop down on the back end. They go for a play, but now the cogs come out from MSS. They drop the Golem. They do blink away, but the disarm was there for SCCC. They've already had to buy back on KP. Now Envy kiting everybody, including Mugi, who now has to back up. 40 seconds for Faith on the back lines. Good back wall, and Pale to follow up as well onto one. Jumping in, SCCC still has the Sonic Wave. The Shrine will come through. Can they take KP down for a second time? The Sonic Wave will come in, but again, the Aegis and Satanic both up. They're going to come in. They're going to try to fight this. They'll get AUI 2000 as well as Pylai Die. Fata forced to cheese. Can they bring Envy down? The Appeal comes through. He's low. They cannot quite get him, though. Now backing away. It's still just the Aegis, though, if they can bring him down, but it's not quite there. He's able to get out. Plenty of Maelstrom procs flying through. So I guess they're able to survive. Newbee hold again, somehow.
Dude, that was so well played by Newbee. They get the Infest bomb, like, after the fight already kicks off, they blink onto the back, and they just annihilate the Enchantress and the Warlock. Because I don't know if his Hurricane Pike was down or whatever, but Aoi just freaking fell over. So they lose their backline. At that point, Golem had already been expended. The Vac wall into the Revac was nice, even though Darkseer obviously had to buy back for that. Still, a very solid hold.
Yeah, but again, it's one of many, I feel like, that they need to make in the future. As you can already see.
Well, the later the game goes, it's only a 6k net worth lead, right? So it just really depends on how the teams take the fights. If Newbee are able to get an engagement where they get in and they like insta-kill the Warlock and there's no Golem, or they insta-kill the Enchantress or whatever, and they're basically fighting a person up, it can easily be turned. And then you can just deal with the Troll by outnumbering him. The problem stems from when the Troll has his entire team behind him, because then you just can't kill him. We saw Envy didn't even lose the Aegis, right? He's just super damn tanky, can't hit him. So you got to kind of kill everyone else.
The good thing is they do have the MKB now up for Mugi. Cask will come through. Again, he still has Aegis. Searing Chain Spike Carapace coming out. They really want this melee Rex to stay alive. The Constant pressure from MP might turn this into a building finally. Open move's coming in, the Impale. Hook shot the fall from MSS. There's the wall drop down as well. They need this kill onto Envy, and they will drop him. It's just one, though. Now can they get MSS? Sonic Wave comes out. Beautifully done. Remnant away from Fada. He can't stay to fight, and now Envy has to pop the BKB and run. It is a 5-second BKB duration. He needs to get out. Here comes Kaka. He needs to find this Impale. The rolling axis and Spike Carapace coming through. Where's the Impale? Why didn't he get stunned? Envy now turning up. Pilot Eyes nearby as well. Shadow Strike coming through. They're going to blow up one, potentially AUI getting chased down. Envy stunned up now, getting caught. Maledict is up, and here comes Moogie trying to man fight the Shiva's guard. He needs to hit it, and he will. And Envy is going to get dropped down. Newbee turn it around. They hold the building yet again. Fox is still there. They won't be able to grab him. But again, the big target is Envy. Dropped once more. Finally, a big fight for Newbee.
It could have gone a lot better, though. I think... I'm not 100%, but I'm pretty sure that he got hit by the axes and then carapaced after.
Yes,
I don't know.
That's exactly what happened.
I'm pretty sure, yeah, I'm pretty sure he just didn't do it fast enough. If he had hit him with that and they got the Impale afterwards, I'm pretty sure he doesn't die. And then I'm pretty sure Faith doesn't die. And that fight looks really ugly because NB did not have BKB at that point and they would have just gotten completely steamrolled. So even though it still looks bad for NP, that could have been a hell of a lot worse if Kaka had properly used his E skill. But yeah, I mean, it's still another base defense. It's still more time. We're going to probably see another Roshan fight, I would assume.
Yeah.
And we're starting to see, like, the big issue, right? If the troll can't sit in the front line and just hit stuff, it's really problematic. And that's why we always come back to the same thing. It's like when you have your long duration BKBs, that's when you need to deal substantial damage to the base or what have you, because the later it goes. Nyx is a monster late game hero.
Yeah.
He's crazy good.
He's gonna
and then
have
you have
Yules too. I thought he might
even
go
if
for
Faith,
Abs, but...
yeah, I'm not sure. I guess it is Yules, but if Faith does get a Maledict off on a hero, if you don't BKB, you're just dead.
Dude, it's so good. It's so insanely good. And now they'll have a Lotus Orb coming in from KP. The late game items are starting to accrue for both teams. Ah, man, MP, it looks like they had it for a moment there. And the thing that you mentioned that is, I think the most important thing is going to be the 5-second BKB duration for Troll, because clearly he just cannot survive the lockdown. Even his team coming with like a hook shot and a golem drop down, it's just not enough as it is right now. They need more. AUI 2000's damage has not been really considerable, I would say, in this game, as it usually is on his hero. So, yeah, like
he just hasn't had much farm. That's the thing. Like, this isn't a hero that can stay out on the map against a Nyx and a Lifestealer. So that's how they keep Aoi down. They have these two heroes that in conjunction will just kill the enchant if she's anywhere away from her team ever. So she can't split farm. It needs to be Fata, it needs to be Envy.
This could be huge, by the way. Look at this.
Oh yeah, they're smoked up.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Kaka, they're going to find Envy. Impale, he gets it off. Can they find this kill? Wall drop down, the golem will keep him alive. He will have Satanic, will pop BKB, Sonic Wave coming out. A lot of damage. Nobody dead yet. Fata low as well. Kaka might fall. Can they get anybody out of this for Newbee? SCC, they're turning on Envy. He's already popped the Satanic. Mugi coming in. The upheaval is zoning. Here comes AUI 2000. They drop 2, and now Mugi's going to try to man fight. Envy's low. The Glimmer Cave comes in. They need more damage, and they cannot find him. Mugi chasing after AUI, gets the bash off at the very least with the MKB. Can he find this kill? At least one, it is. Meanwhile, on the other side, MSS is going to get dropped. The gem is dropped down. That's pretty big for KP. It'll be a 2-for-2 trade. And Golem is now down, though, for NP. Something to keep in mind.
That could have been... if they were able to drop Envy in that like initial engagement, that would have been huge. But really fast reactions from NP. Like the Force Staff was almost immediate. They get the Chaotic Offering, stun on 3. That's like their disengage. And sure, they lose the Enchantress, they lose MSS, but you know, it doesn't really... In the grand scheme of things, if you're not going to be able to take an objective after that, those heroes don't really contribute much anyway, so it's basically just support for support trade. And then all the other cores just go back to farming. So all in all, I think it was a slight advantage for Newbee, I suppose, just given the heroes that were traded and their respective net worths, because Faith ain't worth nothing right now. That boy's really poor.
Yeah. The one hero we haven't talked about, by the way, is Fata on the Ember Spirit, and kind of how he's really been unkillable the past like 20 minutes. I don't think he's died in that period of time. The Lincoln Sphere is really helping out the Solar Crest as well. By the way, Roche, another long respawn duration, which again will help NP in this regard. This is ridiculous. This game
Dude,
is
it's
getting
such
nuts.
a scary game. You got to give credit to NP though, right? Because
Yeah.
this is their tournament life on the line. You know,
Yep.
Newbee could afford to lose this game, even though obviously they don't. They don't want to lose. But if they did, then it's still they got one more game to come back. If NP lose here, it's over.
Right. It's not an easy task for NP. I mean, we saw they've banged their head against that wall up top for the longest time, and they still cannot quite find it. However, a smoke will come out. If NP can catch somebody with their pants down, it would be huge for them to get into Roshan. But I would imagine Newbie should know this is going on, or at least have an understanding. As Triple C does have the life stealer inside of him, but he is a little bit alone. Flare coming in. There's the hook shot. As Triple C, the cog push, he will blink away. The Remnant not there in time, and no Golem follow-up stun. 13 seconds. That is huge. Golem is back up in 13, and now Roshan still not up for 56 seconds, and they might find Fata. Like, its sphere is broken, but that's it for now. Can't find anything else. Okay. Here we go. This Roche fight is going to be the most tense thing. Can NP get another Aegis and Cheese? They will see that it's not up. Sled of Fist Searing Chains Faith is like, please God, no. Golem drop down onto Kaka. That's not great. Shiva's guard in the back lines. They are looking for Pylai Die. He is Glimmer Caped. He will make it out. Now Envy heading inside the Roche pit. Pylai Die going to get dropped. Mugi will get the kill. On the other side of the fight, Faith, well, he's dead. But again, not that big of a deal. Sonic Wave coming out. They grab MSS. Now the BKB going for Envy. He's got to run. The Golem is down. S Triple C chasing him down. Blink forward. Vacuum misses. He's so fast. Kaka cannot find him. Faith will buy back. They need to take this Roshan. No fatal bonds, Draskell. Okay? It's not up.
Yeah, but look at bottom lane. Fata's going ham here. This
Oh,
is a
he really
buyback on
is.
Faith.
Get out of there, Faith. Don't die back. Photo restoration in the shrine. Can he get there? It's too late. And then he remnants away. This space creation is nuts. NP. They are not giving in. They do not want to give this Roshan up. Again, no Golem, but Fatal Bonds will be up in 10. Envy's heading right into the pit. They have to defend top 2. This Melee Rex is about to fall. Newbie, I don't think they can get this one now. I don't know. It's not going as quickly as they would like. Shiva's going to come through. Triple C's going to walk in and decides against it and says, okay, well, they're backing up now. Fata TPing in, though. Kaka has to Vendetta. They're going to get the Melee Rex.
Oh, my God.
He gets the full Rax. Fata is taking over this game all of a sudden. Oy.
They're just all over the map all the time. They're going back into the Roshan pit. I mean, KP's going over here, but he's all by himself. I don't know
alone.
what he thinks he can do here.
This is not good. It's not done yet.
He's even
Battle
got a
Trance.
gem.
He's going to walk
He's
in.
so brave.
Oh, but he pushes him out. But again, the
Yeah,
problem is bottom.
he
Look at
de-wards.
Fata.
Yeah. Well, they have Kaka here, so that might be enough.
Oh, this is problematic. Tier 3 tower getting assaulted by Fata. Does a lot of damage. He's going to remnant it away. And now KP will go back into the pit. Whirling Axis will miss. Oh, the split push is real. NP doing everything to force this to game 5. They get off the route, the hook shot. As Triple C, the cock push, but there's the vacuum wall. They need the Sonic Wave. They need the ultimates. It's turning into a slideshow. Envy and Mugi are man fighting. There's the Sonic Wave. Can they get this kill? Another perfect Liver Cape coming out from Pylai Die. Can they find anything else? Everybody is low. They might find MSS, but that is going to be it. They will get the Infest out to get the kill. The Shrine, is it available? It is. Envy now back up almost to full HP. Fata dealing with mid. MSS will buy back. They've got to take this. They got to do it soon. No hook shot for 6 seconds, and they will get the Aegis and Cheese. Finally, Newbee have done it at the very least. That's one objective down. Plenty to go.
This game is intense, dude. I don't know how much more of this I can handle. This is like... It's like NP are winning the game. Are they throwing the game? Are they winning the game? I can't deal with this squad.
I don't.
Time.
You think I can? I don't know what's happening. It's 56 minutes in. What's going on?
I mean, the Aegis going away, it's like they have top lane completely dead. So that lane's going to be pushing in all the time. Now it's about buying time, right? Just keep the lanes pushed out as much as you can. You really only have to primarily worry about mid and bottom, I guess, if you're MP. So just have Fata keep doing what he was doing, you know, push the lane all the way to the tower. Sure, there's no Roshan to contest anymore, so it'll probably be more likely that Newbee are going to be out about on the map. But you need to try to stop them from 5-manning your base, because that's the point in the game where you start to really risk giving up a lot.
My concern for Newbee is, can they ever kill Fata? This guy's owning. He's got a BKB now. Linked Sphere.
I think they just really, they don't really have to kill Fata. They just need to kill either Envy or, I guess, you could probably get away with just killing the Warlock and the Ench like they have been. Because typically what happens is, you know, S triple C blinks into the back of the fight, and they just look for those heroes. That's why Pylai dies like forced into this Glimmer Cape. Otherwise, he just explodes.
This is like a 4 versus 4. Where is S triple C? He's keeping into the mid lane. Oh, hello, AUI 2000. Yes, I would like to kill you. No, apparently not. They're going bottom instead. Oh, God. Envy, Impale. They can bring him down here. The hook shot coming through. They get forced away. Now he pops the BKB. He needs the Satanic, and he's doing some work. Golem drop down. MSS now turning on. Getting, of course, Mugi absolutely right-clicking him down, trying to get this kill. The Remnant coming through. And they will get MSS, but they've lost 2. Both supports dead yet again. The upheaval is owning. The Eul Scepter Linked Sphere is broken. Now Remnant it away. Trying to find S triple C, and they will get the kill. All of a sudden, turning it around. Mugi is here alone, trying to man fight this. There's the Shadow Word. Envy now getting chased down, but instead, it's AUI 2000 on the back lines. They want Fata. They can't get it. The cheese goes. Mugi still trying to man fight. It's not going to work. The vacuum onto the high ground, but the Remnant to the low ground. That's just Aegis. And now S triple C as well as the Light Stealer, the only 2 alive. AUI 2000 is still up there. He's got Hurricane Pike. He can get down in some period of time. Now the Orca coming through. They need Envy another Glimmer Cape, and now Envy thinking about going back in. Newbee in some trouble. They've got to back away. And they will have buyback for KP, and the rest of the supports are up in 16. And NP do it again. Another good fight.
Dude, MSS has been like the savior of Envy this game. Like,
This is without Ags, by the way. Just want to throw that out
there. Every single time that NB gets caught, MSS immediately hooks to him and forces him away. Like, it's just, you can't really afford to go all in on him like that unless you know for a fact that you're gonna have like the numbers advantage. Because every single time they do it, it just doesn't seem to really go their way.
Okay. NP, can you really do this? They are going for a Moonshard for Envy. He will have, he's 3,000 surplus, so he doesn't quite have enough for it, and buyback. Fata getting turned on, but he is able to get out. Remnants away. And the problem is, you kind of need an Abyssal Blade for Mugi in order to lock some of these heroes down.
The problem with the Abyssal Blade is, like, if you buy that, do you have enough damage? Like, he has Heart on his quick buy, but I'm kind of wondering, like, yeah, Heart's gonna make you crazy tanky in the fights. And I guess, you know, to a certain degree, there's no MKB up on the Troll, so going for, like, flat effective health, it could be pretty good. I'm just, like, thinking if there's a better option. I mean, Abyssal would be great for, you know, BKB disable, stopping him.
He's going to Abyssal now. He turned his item choice.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's probably the best in regards to ensuring that NB isn't able to get away. And then maybe potentially they sell the Veil on Queen and then get something like a Hex. But then again, Veil is like crazy good with Maledict on your team. Jeez, that stuff hits super hard.
I don't know where you go in terms of itemization for like half these heroes, but I don't know. It's getting to this point where it's 60 minutes in. We're probably going to wait for another Roshan because Aegis and Cheese are down again. They were just used. 3 minutes before, we'll see when Rosh is going to respawn. Okay. Maybe they're going to try to fight this. Look at this. Up front is going to be Kaka. He's going to find Envy. Envy doesn't see him. Kaka has the gem. Will they try to fight this? They know that everybody is up here. There will come through. It's kind of a bait. Newbie know it. They'll back up. And they'll be smart about it. And NP will have to slow roll it again. You still with me, Draskell?
Yeah, I'm just like, I'm intently watching the game, Lot.
Fair enough. I think everybody's doing that.
It's a very like high stress situation for both teams. You know, it's a 60-minute game, so usually when you get to this stage, it's like one team fight can make or break it. You know, one person doesn't have buyback, or you get a really big pick off, and then you force them into buying back, and then you can do something else. It's like, it's a very tactical stage in the game. Fortunately for teams like NP and Newbee, they're both very experienced, so they have a multitude of that to draw from.
Yeah. I mean, We're right now on the verge of a game 5, looking in, and at least in terms of momentum and like how the map control has been. MP are very close to maybe getting a second set of racks with one more team fight, forcing this 5th game. Newbee, of course, they had the advantage earlier on. They kind of threw it away in some of the Roche fights, and have since tried to regain it. They got the last Roshan with Aegis and Cheese and lost it pretty much immediately afterwards. And they want to finish this off because they are currently up 2-1 in game 4, looking to finish this off and take home ZOTAC. But I mean, at this point, it's anybody's game, and once more, we're probably waiting for that Roshan. That's really what it comes down to. I just don't see.
I wonder, yeah. I mean, clearly it's going to be another Roche fight, I would assume, unless one team. There is a possibility that one of them smoke before Roshan spawns, like as either a posturing smoke or to get better ward vision, or even just to try to go for the pick, because there's no shrines up for Newbee. So I think if anyone were to do that, it would probably be NP, and then just get the positional advantage that way.
Envy's a little alone.
Okay, NV.
He is going to be KB, though. They're going to try to turn it to Kako. Forces himself away. Golem misses, except for onto KP. That's not great, but neither are the end of the world either. So, okay. Dead. No Golem for 159 seconds. And, well, we'll see if they can't take advantage. They actually see Envy. Impale is going to hit. Can they find this? They need the cast to fly up as well, and it will bounce. SCC is going to come through. They don't have BKB. Here's the Orchid. The Yule Scepter to come in. They're going to come through. Hookshot misses from MSS, but the force away. Now they're looking for the back wall. They'll find it. Can they get the Impale off as well? He will. And now they're going to come in. Scream at Pain. Shiva's Guard. Sonic Wave. They blow everybody away. MSS is dead for 80. They do have buyback available for Envy. Oh, no. It's all coming apart. NP. That's rough, but that's not the end of the world yet.
Well, let's see. How long on Roche? I guess we're gonna find out here in a second.
Yeah, it's
okay. So it's a long.
What are these Roche respawn times?
Oh my god, it's so long.
What is happening?
Okay, well, I mean, Newbee can push out the lanes at least. It's unfortunate that they didn't get a quick spawn, but
dude,
at
I don't
the
think
very
we've had
least,
a quick spawn the entire game.
Yeah, I think every time it's been 2 minutes or more. But yeah, that really does hurt Newbee. If they had been a little bit more fortunate in that timing, they could have potentially just gotten Roche like right now, walked down mid, forced the buyback. They might still try to do that.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to.
They might still try to force the buyout.
Newbee are going to head up to the high ground, and here comes Moogie. I will say, though, if it does turn into another Roche fight, it will certainly make things exciting again. Here we go. Buyback coming in. Kaka in deep, looking for that Impale. They will get forced back. They cannot take that full set of racks and trade. Kind of even things up. It's unfortunate, not capable. Fata close by, but they won't spot him. A DD outside of Roche, but again, we are still waiting another minute 40. Basher now done for the Lifestealer, along with the 3,600 he still has. Of course, he needs a little bit more for buyback. And, of course, the Abyssal on top of it. All right.
Yeah, I was going to ask earlier if it's potentially worth not having buyback to finish the Abyssal for the Roshan fight, but man, that is risky.
It is
That's
so
like
risky.
super all in.
I will say they're having a tough time bringing Moogie down. I mean, he hasn't really died that much. I mean, he's only got 2 deaths in this entire game, which is kind of surprising. I don't think he's really died much.
He's only died twice?
Yeah, I know, right? It's insane.
I mean, I guess Fata's only died 3 times, so yeah. I mean, I guess it's more just like when the fights break out and you see a lot of kills, it's usually just like supports dying. And it's
every
like
time.
the core's just walking away from the fight. Yeah.
It's like, without fail, it's like Faith and Kaka and then MSS dying. And sometimes Pylai die, but his Glimmer Capes have been on point. Do they have like more than one Glimmer Cape? I'm pretty sure it's just been Pylai die. Which, by the way, is insane. His Glimmer Capes have been on point, I want to point out.
Yeah, it's really frustrating when fights are really disjointed in the late game for cores because they don't carry detection most of the time. And that makes it so those items, like Glimmer, just do so much.
Here we go. Fata, Sheep's Guard, running away, trying to man fight. Here we go. The Golem dropped down as well. Wall is there. Moogie trying to man fight. Open Moon's Envy getting chewed down. The Impetus Sonic Wave. Impale. Is this going to be a dieback? He's so low. They need to bring him down. He's not dead yet. One more auto attack, and he will finally drop. Pylai die in the back lines as Triple C going to work. He is in some trouble. A couple more auto attacks will do the job. And now the second Golem dropped down, of course, on the death. He will buy back for Fata as he also goes down now. The top lane getting pushed in. As you can see, the wave being pinged out by Faith. They need to maybe think about backing up now and defending their tier 4 towers. That's exactly what they're going to do with KP. 86 seconds without Eternal Envy. And here we go. Newbee are pushing up to the high ground looking for this tier 3 tower. See if they can't get it. All right. Could this be it finally, Draskell? NP, they've tried so hard. They can't quite get it done, perhaps. One Rax will be taken. The amount of damage they do to these buildings is absurd. Fata is actually in the base on the opposite side. KP trying to chase him down. Fata has to leave. He cannot deal with this. Now Rax bottom will go as well. Roche is still up. Aegis and Cheese still both available. Now the Abyssal done for Mugi, along with Buyback still available. Can they get top? There's a tier 2 there. So at least they won't lose Megas. Wicked Sphere breaking. Fata getting stunned up, getting forced away as well. And now Newbee will make the smart play and back up. Can they get to Roche? What can they do here?
I mean, Envy's still dead for like 30 seconds. To be honest, even if Newbee were to walk to the pit right now, they would probably still be able to kill Roshan faster than Envy's alive and is able to get there. Granted, they do have a shrine, so maybe. I don't know, that one pick, I'm pretty sure when they found him, they had that one really weird cliff ward that saw the medium camp and him farming it.
Yep.
And that they also knew that his BKB, his BKB was down.
It was this ward right here, something like that, I think. I pinged it like a million
times.
Yeah.
That set everything in motion. That ward, literally game-winning ball.
Yeah, I mean, it really was. Oh, man, if NP go on to lose this game, Envy's going to have to feel heartbroken. They came so close, but it's not over yet. Roche will go down, and there's no way NP can contest. You can see they're back at the base towards the tier 2 towers where they used to be anyway. Aegis will be picked up for S triple C. And I'm assuming the Cheese is picked up for the Lifestealer. It sure is. And here we go. They're going to try to take the tier 2 tower top, I would imagine. Try to finish off this game. But NP've got one good fight left in them. Buyback status is not looking great. They only have MSS with it, and he won't really do much, short of everybody else being alive. So NP so close to forcing this 5th game. Can they turn it around? It would be a miraculous comeback at this point, and it's going to have to be a big team fight for them. 68 minutes into the game, Draskell and Newbee. Are they actually going to win this one?
It feels kind of like that's going to happen. I don't know, like without buybacks and stuff, they're going to try to go for a surprise play, I guess. They're smoked up behind the tower. I thought that they would try to like go in there because, you know, Newbee probably don't expect you to defend that tower, right? They're probably like, they're just sitting in the base or whatever. It's kind of risky. Sometimes it can be advantageous to take a fight when you defend something that's not worth it and just hope that the element of surprise gives you an advantage, but they also didn't really have any vision, so they got the high ground wards down at least. They got the sentries, but there is a gem carrier, so all this stuff's just going to get poked down. And here we go. This is the make or break.
It sure is. No creep wave here. The cog push kind of annoying Mugi. They're going to try to fight this. BKB pop from Envy. Needs to be careful. They're trying to lock down Mugi, but he's so tanky. Hook shot. Actually hits under 3. Cogs will find Kaka. Remnant in. They're doing some good work. They dropped the golem as well. Looking on the back lines, trying to find Envy. Man fight. There's the Abyssal. The Glimmer Cape again from Pylite Eye once more. Nobody dead yet on the side of Newbee. Now Mugi trying to leave. He does not have his cheese. He's already used it. SCCC throwing up the Sonic Wave. Here we go. The cog push from MSS keeping it in. S Triple C trying to man fight. Now trying to blink as well. Brute, the Hex. Can they bring him down? That's just the Aegis. And now they'll find MSS, but he is the one with buyback. He's got it. And he'll use it. Nobody dead yet other than him. Everybody else backing up. All of these abilities being used and only one hero dead. You've got to be kidding.
That was... all the heroes are so tanky. The ones who typically die in the fights are the supports, right? But in this situation, the supports are both sitting behind all the cores, and the supports of NP are inside their base. So this is like the first real 5-man defense we've seen from NP this whole game. So like Pylite Eye and Aoi are able to just do whatever they want. You know, they sit behind the tier 3 tower, he's just throwing impetus, and then Pi gets like a free upheaval channel and some fatal bonds.
Orchid, NV getting a little bit, he's fine. Still going to work. BKB pops again. Mugi trying to leave. Now BKB is down. They've taken the tier 3 tower. We'll see if Newbee want to reset. They still have they've lost their Aegis and Cheese, by the way. So, you know, they're going in. They have buyback on everybody except for the Nyx Assassin. They're going to try to do this. Envy's still going to work. Not much mana left. The bash will come through, and they get the vacuum back. Now in trouble is Fata and MSS. Can they bring him down? Envy is dead, and now it's up to Fata as MSS will also fall. Golem dropped on death of Pile Die. As Triple C taking some impetus hits from AUI 2000, but he's out of mana. They're pushed back into the well. The steering chains will come through, but the racks should be finished off. Remnant Fata trying to man fight as Triple C might be in trouble. Blinks away. The wall dropped down. Can they kill Fata? He's getting low, but now the Hex up. That'll be Endikaka. He's low. Impale does hit. They need this kill. The Cogs. Excuse me, the cast coming in along with the Shiva's Guard. Fata will drop dead for 123. That should be it. Newbee, they will be your ZOTAC Cup Masters champions.
Very well deserved from Newbee as well. I mean, you can't really take anything away from MP. I think they played, considering, again, it's a pretty new team, right? So, this is their first LAN, correct?
What? Who?
NP, not Newbee. Of course,
Their
it's
first
not
LAN?
Newbee's first LAN.
No, they played in
That's
Manila
this
Masters.
iteration, right? Oh, sorry, yeah, they played in Manila, so second LAN.
Yep.
And then they still perform like pretty damn well against what I would consider probably one of the top teams in the world. So sure, they want to win, and I know Envy as a person is probably not satisfied. He's pretty much never satisfied. He could probably win and not be satisfied, but I think it was a really hard game for them, just because of the sheer fact that every single one of these fights that they're taking in the open, that they always have to worry about like Queen being in the back and not being able to have their supports really contribute that much, and then you're kind of putting a lot of emphasis on Troll, because Fata built, I think he had like Lincoln, Solar Crest, Mjolnir, bots, and the Hex, I want to say, towards the end of the game. So he's not really dealing any damage. You're kind of just relying on Troll for most of that, and then I guess Fatal Bonds and Impetus. So it's, I don't know. It seemed very hard for them in the late game to actually take anybody down.
Yeah, man. Absolutely. An action-packed series, though, an action-packed last game. You see the excitement across the faces here as everyone shakes hands across the stage. So stick around, folks. Apparently there's going to be some sort of a VR demonstration coming up pretty soon here. So that is very exciting. 3-1 Newbee take it. $100,000 on the line. Suns fan, tell me how you feel.
Dude, that series was disgustingly fun to watch. That was really cool. I can't remember the last time I've seen a game where the Roche fights dictated so much. It was so insane. Obviously, we talked about the Pylite die plays and whatnot, but Newbee was probably the most unlucky game on walking up to Roche and then he spawns 5 seconds later I've ever seen. It happened so many times, and they kept getting the max timer. Pretty ridiculous. And then the thing that Draskell kind of brought up is MSS was, it felt like he was, I don't know, he's kind of like Envy's dad that game. He's like, you want to kill yourself, but I won't let you. You know, kept hookshotting, cogging. Envy kept dying, but that was super entertaining, man, as always with NP series.
Yep, and we've got some highlights here. We should have a winners interview coming up also. I would imagine that's what we've had every time, at least until now. But until then, highlights of this 70-minute game.